Children, good morning. How are you all? Yes, today we will move on to the next topic, how the three forms of water differ. In the previous video, we have discussed about what are the three different forms of water. That is the solid, liquid and gas. Ice is the solid form, water is the liquid form, and water vapor is the gaseous form. Now we will study how the three forms differ each other. So first thing is that the solid. The three forms of water are different. Ice is a solid. A cube of ice has a fixed shape. See, we are discussing about how the three forms of water differ. That is the solid, liquid, how the solid is different from liquid, how the liquid is different from gas, like that. So, we all know that ice is the solid form of water. What is the characteristic of ice? We know that it has a definite shape, isn't it? So the very basic thing about the solid is that the solid have a fixed shape. Okay, and next one, solids do not flow. So when we are taking a book, does it flow? No, isn't it? It is very rigid, isn't it? It is not flowing. It has a fixed shape. So we can say that solid have a fixed shape and the solids do not flow. Likewise, we are very familiar with what different types of solids around us. For example, book, table, pencil, balls, blackboard, etc. are the examples of solids. Not only this, in the picture also you can see that different forms or different examples of solids, isn't it? All these solids have a fixed shape as well as it do not flow. So the very basic thing about the solids are the solids have a fixed shape and it does not flow. Okay, you can find more and more solids. What are the different solids around you? You can find out. Okay. Next one is water. Water is a liquid. We all know that. And next one, it does not have a shape of its own. See, when we are taking the water in a glass, it will take the shape of that particular glass, isn't it? When we are taking the water in a jug, then it will take the shape of the jug. So we can say that the liquid or the water do not have a fixed shape. So the liquids takes on the shape of the container. In what container we are taking the liquid will take the shape of that particular container. So in general, we can say that the liquids do not have a fixed shape and the liquids will flow. See, we can pour the water or the liquid from one container to another, isn't it? And the river flow, isn't it? So we can say that the liquid do not have a fixed shape and the liquids flow. And what we have studied in the solid has a fixed shape and it does not or do not flow, isn't it? So this is the major difference between the solid as well as the liquid. Okay, next one is gas. Water vapor is a gas. We have discussed that what are the three forms of water, that is ice, water and water vapor. So water vapor is the gaseous form. So water vapor is a gas. It does not have any shape. Like in the water we have discussed, gases also do not have the particular shape. It will take the shape of the container. Okay, but here we have to close the container. Otherwise there will not be any gas inside the container. So we can say that gases do not have a definite shape. That will be understood by using a balloon. See, in the balloon, we are very familiar with different shapes of balloons, isn't it? So when we are blowing air into the balloon, it will inflate it, isn't it? So it will take the shape of that particular balloons, isn't it? It will spread throughout the space available for them. So we can say that it does not have any shape. Air is a mixture of gas. That's a very important thing. See, the air around us is a mixture of gas. It does not contain a particular gas only, but it has a number of gases. So we can say that air is a mixture of gases, which means the combination of more gases. That is called the mixture of gases. Next one is gases do not have a shape. That is the basic thing that we have to study about gases. And next one, only gases spread out and fill up the space. That thing we have discussed. When we are taking the gas, see, it is very familiar when we are lightening the agarbattis. The smell of that agarbatti will spread all over the room, isn't it? So from that example we can say that it is also the smoke coming out of the agarbattis will spread throughout the room, and we can feel that, isn't it? So it is also a gas, and only gases spread out and fill up the spaces. Okay, so we have discussed about what are the how the three forms of water differ. That is, the solid, liquid and gases differ each other. Okay, so you have to study all the characteristics of solid, liquid and gas. Okay, next one, next thing is a characteristic of water. Water mixes well. Many solid mix well with water. Sugar and salt mixes well with water. See, when we are taking water in a glass and we are adding some sugar and stir well, what happen after sometimes? We cannot see the sugar, isn't it? Likewise, the salt also mixes well. So we can say that the solid mixes well with water. Many liquids also mix with water. See, when we are taking juice is a liquid, and after that we are taking some water and we are mixing it. What happened? It will mix, isn't it? So the many liquids also mix well with water. Next one is air also mixes with water. See, we have discussed that solid mixes with water, liquid mixes with water, and of course the air also mixes with water. That is how the plants and animals can live in water. See, we all know that the fishes, there are so many animals are there in the water bodies. So how do they get oxygen, or how do they breathe? So they are using, or the air is mixed in water. So the plants and animals can live in water. So they are actually using the air mixed in water. Okay, that is why they can live in water. So in this chapter we have discussed about water has three forms: solid, liquid and gas. Ice is the solid form, water is the liquid form, and water vapor is the gaseous form of water. And we have discussed that water vapor is colorless, but we can see the steam as well as the clouds, isn't it? Actually they are the droplets of water. And next one is how the clouds are forming, or how the clouds forms. And next one, characteristics of solids, liquids and gases. You have to study all the two characteristics of each forms of water. And next topic is water mixes well. Water mixes well. There is the solid is well mixed in water. Liquid can also mix with water, and air also mixes with water. So these are the things that we have discussed in this particular chapter. I hope everyone have understood the topics. So I will give you some follow-up activities. These are the questions. What is the gaseous form of water? What is the gaseous form? Yes, of course, that is the water vapor. What makes ice melt? We have discussed in the mountain region the ice is covered. So how it is melting, or how it changes to water? It is due to the sun heat, the heat, isn't it? Next one is, how does water vapor changes into water in nature? Water vapor changes to water. See, we can say that when we are boiling water and we are moving it, or we are keeping it closed with a lid, and after that we can see the water droplets in the lid. In nature, how the water vapor changes to water? See, in nature, water vapor from the water bodies rises and mixes with or meet the cold air, and what happened? They are forming the clouds, and what happened? The clouds again changes to water, that is in the form of rain. Okay, so that is how the water vapor changes into water. Next one, how or what are clouds? That just we have discussed. Why do we not see water vapor? Why? Because the water vapor is colorless, isn't it? Next one, write two difference between the solids and liquids. Solids and liquids we have just discussed. What are the difference between the solids and liquids, and of course you have to write one difference between the liquids and gases. So I hope everyone understood the topics. So go through your textbooks and understand the concept. Keep safe in your home. Keep watching. Thank you.